You're gonna be an artsy kind of guy. Again, did I say that? She was. Oh, I said she. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't say that, or gender, or his gender, and say, how dare you assume it's a woman? And I said she, you know? So of course, I had a nice growth with YouTube. Now YouTube will pay me, right? Did TikTok drive people to the Twitch channel? No. But at the same time, I don't promote it. I'm not saying, yo, go subscribe, right? Take a second, go subscribe. I'm not saying that. So, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. Most people see that's the thing, because I'm watching people do TikTok battles every single day for 2 or 3 hours, which is good because we're streaming in the background, so it's not a waste of time, or it's not so much of a waste of time. Thank God. But yet it's still something that we're doing a lot. So what exactly happened is super simple. I'm seeing them ask for a lot. Hey, I need the Galaxy 8, I need a gift. A lot of people that I'm watching are saying follow my Snapchat. Why? Because this is where you make the money. Now, do I have Snapchat? No. Should I make a Snapchat? No, possibly. If I make Snapchat, it's gonna be for you guys. It's gonna be for friends and family and my first grade teacher. I miss you. I miss the sadomasochism relationship. You know? So yeah, so it did increase. So TikTok, by the way, why am I saying this? Why am I bragging about the number of followers we have on YouTube and on Twitch? It's because TikTok was a leveling platform. A lot of people will say, hey, there's no use of, TikTok if you cannot make money. The use of being on TikTok is growing your channel. I've had this friend, Sir Wins a lot, and I find him to be a great example. He posts content more on TikTok than on YouTube. And to me, that's mind blowing, because I'm like, dude, why don't you put it on YouTube? It's like, I don't need to put it on YouTube. I'm getting what I want here. I'm like, wow, bro, this is amazing. You know, to me, it's just phenomenal. Such a learning experience, and he's a good dude too. So if you don't follow Sir Without O3, please do. Canadian, possibly the same age as I am. He's funny too. He's a good dude. He's a really good guy. So on TikTok, if it wasn't for my YouTube, see, a lot of people will say, hey, there's no use of being on this website. And I would agree. Why? It depends. To me, and this is going to be a very weird thing to say. To me, there's a big difference in between. There's a big difference between being a content creator and posting content. Like, I'm gonna picture my cat. I don't have a cat, but let's just say I'm gonna picture my cat, and I'm gonna post 25 videos of my cat in the same week. Am I a content creator? No. I just want to share my cat with you guys because she's awesome. He's awesome. You know what I mean? Holy shit, this is loud. Because I'll get copyrighted on this thing, and on this thing. I don't think you're a content creator if you post videos, right? And I don't think that people that are posting videos are gonna be like, yo, my goal is to be automatically a content creator. So there's this funny thing where Anna, one of my really good friends, she's awesome, Anna Marie Oldtree. And one thing you can follow, why not? Let's give a shout, plethora of a shout out today. And you were there. Anna was using TikTok as a making content platform. And she was like, yo, people are liking my videos. And it makes me feel good, so I want to make more content. Maybe I should do that, right? T, who adorable. T is a new friend of mine, and she's a lot like me. I was the same way at her age, very energetic, very chaotic, very, I wouldn't say, you see, it sounds weird, but very out there, very out of the box. And yesterday she texted me, she's like, yo, my video got 300 likes. I'm TikTok famous. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if you're TikTok famous, then I'm proud of you. And it meant a lot to her, you know? So then the first thing that she's gonna do is gonna post more content because she felt a positive feeling from having all that love, and because she felt a positive feeling from all that love, she's gonna be wanting to reproduce the feeling by posting more content. You're right, absolutely, right? Validation. Those numbers are validation. Doesn't matter how old you are, validation is always nice. This is where you can tell me compliments. Well, thank you. Not me? Okay. That's very kind of you. To me, it's a. To me, oh god, that's a nice tangent. I thought I was gonna sneeze. No way. No way, Jose. Hi, Jose. So yeah, I'm using TikTok to boost my other platform. If I didn't have any other platform, would I be? That's a good question. If I didn't have any other platform, would I be on TikTok? I don't think I would trade on TikTok. I don't think I would go live. I think I would watch TikTok though. I would watch TikTok as a viewer. So in the end, we're still using the platform. YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch have changed. TikTok has changed a lot. Now, this is where we're getting into the meat of the subject. So we had the avant-plat, we had the breadstick because we're waiting for the food. There's a problem in the kitchen. It took a bit longer than usual. It's fine. The waiter is bringing the food. You're ready to eat. I have a T-bone steak. You have sushis. I'm gonna give you some of my meat. Please give me one of your sushis. Cool. Thank you. I'll take the California rolls. That's what's up. So TikTok says we don't allow people to ask for a gift anymore, right? So people are not gonna make as much money on TikTok. People that are begging on TikTok will not be able to be begging on TikTok. You'll get banned. Now, here's the funny thing. You remember how this video started about 24 minutes ago? By people like Jeffree Star, Ricardo Ricardo, Lance Stewart, what did I mention? I mentioned somebody else. Myself? No. My evil twin? No. What did I mention? It was 4. Method number 4, Mr. Mysterious. Jeffree Star, Lance Stewart, Ricardo Ricardo. I don't know. I don't know. These people possibly found that you make more money on TikTok. See? TikTok will... It's very innocent reward. I work today. There's 2 possibilities. There's 2 possibilities for this. And yes, the video is still, what are the impact, what are the cultural impact of TikTok? This is still it. Okay, Derek, trust me, bro. There's a possibility that TikTok, just because it pays you faster, with YouTube you have to wait 2 weeks. But TikTok, you like, give me the money now, thank you. I think instant gratification, instant reward. Fuck waiting when you can have it today. For example, you work really hard and you're waiting for big fat checks. They don't pay you because you died. People have this mentality. I don't know why, but they do. So then, by TikTok doing that, we're having very, very bad things. So I'm seeing more and more on Twitch. I'm seeing more on YouTube. I saw whom on YouTube yesterday? Lance Stewart. So I think I'm not saying, hey, you're not gonna be able to ask for a gift. Lance did a 24-hour family stream, and he was like, I'm gonna break eggs on my egg. I'm gonna bring eggs on my eggs. I'm gonna bring eggs on my head. It makes like a bit more sense to me. No, eggs on my eggs. Yeah. I'm gonna bring eggs on my eggs. For 50 subs. Which is, again, asking for cash. Understand? TikTok in itself brought a bigger, oh my god, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. It brings a very catalytic aspect to making content versus the communist aspect of making content. The content is a bit communism. It's a bit of communism. Everybody has a chance to get the same. You have 1,000 followers, we both make the same. Depending on the views, depending on everything, it's a very rewarding system. See, you see, that's not true. That's not true. A system like YouTube, Twitch, and something TikTok also would be in meritism. Yeah, we get the system of meritism. Rewarded on the merits you have. The more you work, the better you work, the more you get. Which is the system right now. Capitalism, my ass. There's no reason why a doctor and a nurse make so much difference. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, the nurse is gonna be there also. And should a nurse make how much a doctor make? No, of course not. But there's such a discrepancy between the two. They're both working there. A pharmacist is not able to prescribe medication. It's bullshit. They're supposed to know the medication as much as doctor do. Right? I understand that. Cool. It's meritism. I am rewarded on the that I do. I am rewarded on the amount of subscribers that I have. I am rewarded on how many views I got and how for all people were watching. Yeah, this is how I was rewarded. This is how I was rewarded, which is insane. Insane. And on TikTok is capitalism. Because hey, buy me this gift, I deserve it. I'm asking you nicely, help me out. Symbol of begging. What is the merit of begging? You tell me. I'm not gonna say something. But you should tell me. What do you think is the merit of begging? What I think it doesn't matter. Right? I'm not even that point of view, but as Stefan, as the content viewer, fuck another person as a content consumer. Consumerism is also a thing. To think about that. So now on YouTube, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of extreme donation, begging on YouTube for live and IRL live. And now people aren't really making content because everybody is streaming. For example, you look at person, and I don't want to art on Lance Stewart, but I'm going to be choosing Lance Stewart again. Lance has been making content for this. Wow. It doesn't do his justice. Does D you do justice? I don't know. D is nuts. Made a joke yesterday with this rude person. Said, he's not on these nuts. I hope you're not allergic. So he's been making content for a while. Jeffree Star, how many videos that he made on MySpace? Avocado. How many videos that he made on YouTube? More than me. No. I don't think there's a lot. Yo, I am very curious to see, and what percent am I? But a total of 42,000 videos on YouTube. The gaming channel, the main channel. I wonder how many people have on the videos. I think it's less than 5%. Shit. I could sneeze and do a video. It still counts. These people have been making videos and now they're gonna go IRL, they're gonna be streaming. And now, where am I going with this? TikTok changing their rules won't change anything. Because people are gonna migrate from TikTok to another platform. And this mentality, this cesspool of begging, is gonna continue. This gonna have something that's beautiful. The sun is slowly creeping out of that ditch cloud. Tell me how you feel easy. Are you always thinking of yourself? Tell me how you justify telling all your life like that. Your nature, nothing. Mark my word, I'll say. You will pay, you will pay. Karma's gonna come collect this debt. In the system of banking, the system of reward based on gift, it's the same. Now, I know what you're saying, Ink. You crazy, there's no gift on YouTube. We're subs. Member bombs. They're super thanks. Your boys have been watching some streamers, so I fucking know. There's no none of that on Twitch. There's bands that are in websites. Currency. There's sub, right? I don't know about Kick. I don't know. But most platforms have a system of remuneration. You know, it's such a shame because some people are, and again, is most people being okay? Yeah, most people are not begging, but the handful that are begging is really crazy. You know, the immediate stuff. And I'm talking about a person. While I myself am promoting the culture because I am being on the life. I'm not boycotting the life. I'm not boycotting battles. I'm seeing somebody beg and I'm not like, yo, you fucking beggar. You know? I'm not doing that. It's nuts. It's completely insane. Because this could be everywhere. You see, I was talking about my father not yesterday. Wednesday. Today's Saturday, so it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. I was talking about Thursday, and my father was he was on Prime, and he said, "I don't understand. I'm paying for something, like it's some ads." I'm like, "What you mean?" I'm on Prime and get some ads. They want to charge me more money than to get ads. And I'm like, "That's kind of stupid. You're already paying for it." And I'm like, "I don't know." And then we're talking, and then he said, "How much are you paying for Netflix?" I went to switch to Netflix. And I told him $21. And then he was like, no, I'm gonna stay with Amazon. I'm like, okay, well, don't worry about watching ads if you want to stay with Amazon. And I was wondering if there was that on Disney Plus, on Hulu, Paramount Plus, if there's that. Even Jennifer Boys. Jennifer Boys is such a sad story because you guys don't know, this is very personal. I used to watch those guys religiously. Still do, but a bit less, you know? We used to have this whole platform of Swenet where you could watch everything that they ever did for $4.20 a month. And now Swenet is being disbanded. And they do what? Shirley Prime Boy Plus. So forget every single other show then that doesn't have to do with Shirley Prime Boys. You're gonna focus on that. Why? That's where the money is. We just put with these top of TikTok, we have just put a price tag on content creation, on creativity. You guys see this? This is beautiful. This is a fucking painting. Nature corn. What is nature corn and nature porn with C? We just put a price tag on creativity. That price tag is what? That price tag is, give me a galaxy, give me a chat, give me a super text, give me a sub. Drop some sub, drop some cash right now. We have goals, we have to reach those goals. I saw somebody yesterday, and it was super sad, because, super sad. There was some drama, and of course I watched the drama because I know these people, and I follow them, right? So you feel like you know these people, but you don't know these people. And I'm watching the drama, and this person, that's not part of the drama, and she has 7 viewers, which is great. I am proud of her. Don't know you, dude, but you're awesome. And there's drama in the chat because it's about somebody, and that somebody is in chat saying, "How dare you talk about me?" So then the tension starts to rise. Then there's more and more viewer because people are insulting each other, just screaming. It's a shit show. It's a Jerry Springer episode. It's a Maury Povich episode that were way back. Talk about 89, 79, 1979. Way back. Things haven't changed. And now she went from 7 viewers to 200 something viewers. What was the first thing she did? She changed the objective. Her objective was in Galaxy. How much is a Galaxy? A Galaxy will give you, the content creator, $7. Galaxy will cost $10. She just put, I don't remember how much she put, But before that, she had roses, which are a penny. She changed for a much more expensive gift. So she's had a number of viewers, and her first reaction was to say, "It's time to make money. It's time to beg." Now, you could think that she is a shitty person. Or, you can also think that this is the current state of affair. See, the TikTok battle were crazy. It was a gladiator match. It was Jerry Springer. I'm watching, you know what I'm watching? I'm watching two people that are not loved. Like, the two people that are the most hated. And I'm watching them insult each other, and give to each other, and self-destruct each other, and do things that you shouldn't do on camera. Like thinking about some threats. And I'm watching that because I don't care. Those two people are shit people. They don't matter in the benefit or the betterment of the world, you know? And I'm watching them go at each other, and I'm like, bro, this is fucking cinema. But you see, this is where I think that it happens. This is where the mental, psychological aspect of it change. I think those people, because they're shitty people, don't understand how bad it is that's what they're doing. I understand that asking a single mom for cash is bad. Right? You can agree on that, right? It's because they don't feel bad, they do it. But then, because there's so many people that don't feel bad and want to take the system to take advantage of the system, the new norm has become that. And then morality goes out. How many people were on TikTok or in a casino? I'm not saying that the same thing, I'm saying two different things. And put himself into debt just for hope. Maybe everyone was on social media. Then we were from the day. Right. Anyway. Love you guys, take it easy. It's a shame, bro, it's a shame. Oh my god. Ray Wilson and Andrew Bernard. I wish you knew you were in the good years before the good years ended. How is this reminiscent? Oh fuck, I need to go to the bathroom, bro. FIFA, Fufa. Won't you tell me, are you creeping? Those eyes like funeral value. I don't want to make content. I want to go sleep. Let's go. Don't blink, it's your brain. Welcome to the show. I really hope that having a wonderful day on this 2nd August 2005. The month of birthday of my mother. This is actually the day, but it's gonna be a long one. So let's enjoy it. I hope you guys are doing well, by the way. They're having a wonderful day. Today we're gonna go with loss. I'm not super motivated to make videos, to be honest, because I work a lot lately. However, today we're doing something special, which is Fortnite event and a concert or a movie. So super excited about that. We're gonna be talking about Lost. So yesterday we finished episode number 8, which means that today we're doing episode number 9. It's funny because again we're choosing number 9. Number 9 just sounds great. We didn't sleep in between those videos, so kind of nuts, isn't it? So today, in episode number 9, we have who's the back character? It is Saeed. Saeed once again. The Saeed backstory in this one is actually really good, but it's actually quite complex. So Saeed is part of a military group, as I mentioned yesterday. However, we don't know if it's the good one or the bad one. So it could be both. At first, they have a terrorist and like, hey, you betray your country, and then they torture this girl to make sure that she gives out information. However, she's like, you're not this person, and then Saeed ends up betraying them, and then when he betrays them, because she's a friend of him from being young. See, this is nuts. So Saeed has conviction that he's doing this right. Then he see what his friends done, how they burn the girl. They take drill her hands, right? And that's her friend. She's like, yeah, this is not right. She's a good person. She might have done some bad things, but she's a good person. So he helps her run away. And then she tells them, hey, why don't you run away with me? And Saeed says, I can't. If they know I run away with you, they'll kill my family. You know? The problem with this is no organization worth it will put you in danger like that. So he's being the thing that he is possibly part of a guerrilla or a system. What's it do? I don't know how you call the government being controlled by military. See, to say is not the good guy. And even if you're the good guy, you don't do good guy stuff. So, it's a pretty good episode, however. I'm gonna take more details. Because we like Saeed. Saeed once again left. The whole, you know what I'm gonna start doing? Right? I'm gonna start doing, okay, well this is a one-time team because the tourist people. So the first group of people is Saeed. Saeed the ghost, right? And he finds this wire. It's actually quite funny. Saeed goes in the forest because again we know that last episode he tortured Sawyer. Like, no, I don't want to be here. So Saeed goes in the forest and he finds a wire on the ground, which is a trap. So he avoided, but the trap was the obvious one. The second one was the best hidden, and this is how she got him. Who is she? Her name is Daniel. Who is she? She's a French woman. And the message that we heard in episode number 1 and then episode number 6 was her. It was the same message that she said. Now, this problem is, how can I say this? It's such a good thing because it's very smart. The problem is, she captured Saeed and she tortured him. So Saeed, because he's being tortured, he reminds himself like, oh, I used to torture people, so I kind of deserve this. Does he deserve this? Yes, he does. He shouldn't torture people. Don't matter the reason as to why. Let's see this, how nice this is. We had a good one yesterday, but this is freaking gorgeous, isn't it? This is freaking, look at this. Me. Wow. Oh. Okay, we're still uploading, Good. So, she questions Aida about where's Samuel. Samuel ends up being the son that she had. She's a French woman. They took it really good because she has a little bit of an accent, and her French is really good. So they actually went, because the way she says Danielle is really French. I'm French too, so I can recognize it. And then we learned that she believed that there's a sickness on this island, and she killed everybody that was sick, her whole team. I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler. At the end of season 1, we get this character, and there's a day he injects himself with a vaccine because he says that if he goes out, the world is contaminated, right? So that's actually quite important in the story. But that's pretty much it, to be honest. For Saeed, we learned. See, they did a good job because Daniel, not the actor, but the character, she seemed a bit crazy. She seemed a bit out of it. So everything that she says, even though some of it can be true, is taken as she's a crazy person. Don't listen to her. Do not listen to her, whatever you do. So it's a case of, do I take what she's saying seriously, or do I not believe you because you're deemed crazy? And in this case, Daniel is deemed crazy, so because she is deemed crazy, don't listen to her. Like at a camp, it's actually quite a complex story. Yui, or Early, I don't know his name. I'm fucking dumb. Does this whole thing where he needs to find something to do. The people are bored. People they want to do something, and oh my god, I have the last one. I only have one left. What happened here? These little things don't last. These little guys, forget about it. I'm gonna try to fix it. So I tried the other one, it didn't work. So Early, he tried his best to say, hey, there is, a lot of people are stressing. See, it's also funny because people are stressing and they don't have anything to do. And then Early comes in and says, no, they're stressed. And the way you present it is there's this guy who is hypochondriac, which is afraid of having every single sickness. And he goes to see Jack the doctor a couple times a day. And says, yo, I don't have time for you, but because he's a nice guy, don't say that. And Earl's like, yo, people are bored, that's it. So the only person that actually worked for bettering the camp and making it more livable was Claire with her funerals. Early starts to do a golf camp. Is it interesting? Not really. It's kind of boring. At the same time, it gives them something to bond over, right? So actually, that's kind of cool. But then it's gonna suck because there's nothing to do with your time. Which I'm bleeding. It's kind of weird because we see the main cast, so the main cast of characters, and we see them doing X, Y, Z, and then some. And then the other cast, we don't see them do shit. So we don't really know if they're doing something or they're just waiting for reinforcement. They're waiting to be safe. We don't know what they're doing, right? And that kind of sucks. See, if there was a system of one-on-one, then it would make sense. Survival for the fittest. A system of a community where everybody kind of has something to do. And it's nice because it gives you a chance to introduce people. So for example, when episode later we introduce a character called Ants, which is a weather reporter, we never saw him. It does make sense because I'm like, oh well, we didn't see every single character. That's kind of important. Next on the list we have what? We have a bunch. So they were getting to see the screen well, and then I waited too long to do the videos. So again, we got got the Saeed who's being tortured That's sad because Danielle is alone. It's kind of sad because you can tell that she is in a bad spot. She's in a bad spot. There's a cool scene where it's kind of sad because you see Kate and she's about Said. She's worried, and then nobody else worried about Said. Now Jack is the one that says, "I think he can take care of himself," but then you don't know, and if there's a character that we don't really use, I would say, okay, well, I don't even know what that is. But for the characters that put in Said, like, fuck guys, he's done a lot for you guys and you don't care. And you should say, wow, we should have done something else, you know? So I thought it was pretty shitty. But at the same time, it's a show. Let's not get overzealous. The whole episode is about Said, to be honest. There's a couple of plays. So, for example, they had this golf tour. This is a chance for people to bond, like I said, but it's also a pretty powerful narrative style. And it's who has an affinity with whom. So, for example, Kate goes to Sawyer and invites him. And she's like, yo, you should go. And it's like, nah, I'm not really wanted there. He said, you're not wanted because you make yourself not wanted. Show that you care. Then maybe people will care about you. So it's super fun and it's nice to see. And of course, it's a ass kissing of Jack because, oh my god, Jack is so good at golf. That was kind of funny because that established him as the main character. But then, the thing like the golf is actually quite interesting because character that matters, like for example, John, doesn't really go to the golf. He doesn't care about the golf. Now, ultimately speaking, he lives with the island, but at the same time, is it a case of there's really thing to do with your time than play golf? I don't know. See. Wow. Oh my god. Guys, give me a second. I'm so sorry. And we're back. Sorry about that. So it's a clear question of priorities. And what I found sad is that there's no scene where Early's like, yo, I will do a golf court. So people didn't know, but he did that himself. And there's people that are like, why did you do that with your time? You have done better stuff. And then everybody thinks like, oh, yo, you built a golf course, nice. And once again, it feels as a huge difference. So the problem with this is you got the main character who are doing everything. And then you got the other characters that are not doing anything at all. Now, with Early building the golf course, it kind of puts him here, right? Because this is the first thing that Early does that is super important, except for the food inventory and there's actually a really cool scene later on with Early. So even then, Early, as a important character, done something. Doesn't need a opportunity to make somebody else shine. For example, I don't know, the wife of Bernard. Why not? She's cool. I like her. And it's a shame because even this episode, there's so many characters we don't see. We don't even see Son and Eugene. Saeed here possibly have the biggest backstory. So Saeed convinced the woman that okay, so it's kind of complex. You guys remember when I told you that the woman Danielle was kind of crazy? Oh, she's talking about others, and the others themselves were dangerous. So she thought that Saeed was dangerous. The name of the episode is The Soldier's Choice. Saeed's life is in danger when he finds the message source. Early conceived a ridiculous plan to civilize the life on the island. That's it. What they're saying. I'm tired, guys. I should do these as the first one. Yesterday we did it the first one. So now I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. So that's why we're not super. Good. They're talking about the others and how they're dangerous, right? Now because you think she's crazy, you don't really listen to her, but she's right. Saeed he succeed into convincing her that he isn't part of the others, and he's like, yo, I'm a good guy. So then she frees him, and she's like, I'm gonna free you, but you can't leave. He's like, why? Like, oh, you'll get infected again, like she said. So then Clayton run away and he steal paper from her, information about Ireland. And what ends up happening is they go face to face. And then she has a good gun and he has a gun. And they go face to face and he Mexican stand up. And he says, don't make me do this, Danielle. And she's like, try. And then he comes to shoot and it doesn't work. His gun doesn't work. Which, when then he said that somebody else did that the same thing. This is the second time that it happens. I thought it was kind of cool. But again, it's super sad because you kind of wanted something more for these characters. Sawyer joins the group and actually has a good moment, which is super nice. We got more of John and Walt, and it's kind of shitty because they leave it as a cliffhanger. Like Walt asked John to be like, yo, I want you to teach me how to hunt. And it's kind of nice because Michael says, no, he's a kid. And just like, yo, this is not normal circumstances. This Haddon will need him to survive. So that's why I want to teach. So there's different thoughts. And ultimately speaking, it doesn't make a lot of sense until you see the episode. And what it is, the episode is focused around whom? I don't see. Who is it? Wait a second, guys. Oh, yo, okay. Okay, it's clear. The whole episode is actually quite majestic. This is one of the more important. See, in the flashbacks, it's more about the character. And discovering the character and why they're acting the way they're acting. And this one, it's once again maintaining that the island is powerful. So Claire, this is an episode about Claire and she's pregnant. There's not a scene where they say when it was, except for Claire. So Claire, she begins being pregnant, and then she doesn't want to have the kid. And then her boyfriend's like, yo, let's have this kid, right? And now what is extremely cool with Claire is in episode number 3, I think, she offered to give a reading to Kate. And Kate was like, no, I don't believe in that shit, right? So Claire, being pregnant, follows her friend, and her friend's like, yo, let's go see a fortune teller. I find it kind of funny, right? Because I want to see what my son's gonna be, what my kid's gonna be, right? And it was a great concept, to be honest. And then the shrink. Again, we're starting with the flashback. The shrink's like, oh my god, I can't read this to you. So it's something that he didn't want to talk about. So Claire becomes really curious, and then she's like, okay, well, tell me. It's like, I can't tell you. So she goes to the house, and she helps him. And she says, no matter what happens, you have to raise this kid, which is a super good episode. This episode was really important too. And see, where last episode could have seen as a filler episode, this one is very important. So the guy said, no matter what happened, you have to raise this baby. And she's like, yeah, sure. And then she wants to give it up for adoption. And the guy, he wants to stop her, so he does is he say, hey, there's this couple that I was seeing in Las Vegas. So she takes the train from Australia to Las Vegas. See, the thing with Claire and Charlie is that they're probably the two only, well, that's not true, but they're probably the only native Australian as characters, not an actor, but as characters. They have the accent. So a character like Claire, has some accent, which I adore. That's why she goes to Las Vegas for the couple. Now, it is later revealed that the guy knew that the plane was going to crash. He knew, and he knew that she wouldn't be able to give out the baby if she was on the island, which is why he did. So the flashback is amazing. There's a good character, we just don't use her enough. Now again, there's just a little she's pregnant thing, but I would be curious because in season 2 she has a baby. I would be curious to see. what happened to her. So we got more. This is called the okay. So the episode is called Destiny, Force of Destiny. And was it hunted by Nightmare, and a crazy realistic on her baby, Claire, um, goes back to her life before the island. So she started having nightmare. And this nightmare, her baby is being hurt, which is not because like her baby isn't born yet. So then people are super worried. But Jack is saying like, no, she has post-traumatic syndrome. This is what's going on. This is nothing important. Yada yada. Don't worry about it. Right? You think? I don't remember that talk. Okay. I guess it's just that's why I didn't remember it. It's just a talk about Kate and Jack and their possible romance, but not super interesting. See, I'm not even talking about them. 'Cause if I'm talking about them, I get annoyed. It's kind of pointless because you know they're not gonna end up together. And even though we saw that she ended up with Sawyer, they're just so different. I really wanted Jack and Kate to work together, but it just won't happen. So that's what we see. Charlie is kind of the only guy that believes kind of about her nightmares, and he's nervous for her because he's like, yo, these dreams are not normal, right? Everybody else is like, oh, she's going through something. She's kind of nuts. Don't worry about it. And it's not because Claire couldn't prove how important she was. So, for example, like if that's super important, you'll be able to say, nice, that's nice. We know, for example, that Kate is Saul. We know that Saul is an asshole. That Michael's a good father. We know that Jen and Son don't talk English. You know, with Claire, we don't really know her. So we don't know if she's just nuts or something. And then she hangs around with Charlie, who so far has done a lot for the betterment of the group. But early that does something that's really interesting, and this I actually appreciated. If the entire ID yesterday or before, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Look, it's alive. It's wounded. Yeah, it's wounded. Poor guy. Early, if the importance of making a golf course was for Early to do something, then this is really important. So Early has this idea of we don't know each other, we don't know what happens. And it's kind of cool because even though people don't know they should believe Claire on her dream, it's a nightmare, it raises questions. So for example, Kate and Jack. Kate was thinking about moments with her mom, which we later learn is not a great person. Early comes in and said, what if something didn't happen? They don't even know each other. And what he does is actually crazy cool. He goes around and asks people who they are, where they came from. And then this is going to be super important later on. But it's a really cool thing because they're right, they don't do anything. See, also, you didn't possibly need to do that. However, now that we might be living together for a long ass time, maybe that's something that we should do. So coming from a need to a possibility is something that's quite important. It's not too bad, it's not too bad. Please don't call, I wonder why but then I had enough. Okay, next on the list. So we have the list from Sawyer, and we discovered that one of the guy wasn't on the list, wasn't on the plane. Now, this is a great plot, knowing that one of the others infiltrated them, one of the others is a villain, he's there. Now, the way they did it is perfect. The way they did it is Absolutely perfect. How? Give me a think. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. There it is. Excellent. You know what? We're 25 minutes. I have time for another one. I got 22% batteries. That's perfect. So what they did, which is that I have to say is a great excellent. That I have to say is amazing. So they introduced Daniel, that's character, last episode. She was saying this to other people. So we established this to other people on the island, right? Then Early comes in and said, hey, there's this character that wasn't on the pamphlet that's on the island. The problem is you introduced Ethan, which is a bad guy here, who wants to go after Claire. But then Ethan doesn't go out of, he goes out of nowhere. There's gonna be another group in season 2. I'm not gonna say whom, but we see how it survived. They did it much better. So at least they did better later. But just Ethan is messy. The way it's introduced is messy. So Charlie and Claire goes together, and they kind of not necessarily run away, but they kind of hide because it's complex. Charlie is afraid for Claire, and that nobody's helping, so it's like, yo, let's find a place that's safe for you, right? I think it's a great thing, but at the same time, if the beach is not safe and the cave is not safe, then another place is safe. And the reality is, yes, we know that there's a infiltration or there's an imposter among the group. Charlie doesn't know that. Claire doesn't know that. So they cannot have said, okay, well, we can't trust those people. Is there a part of them that don't trust those people? I think there's a part of them that says they could do more for us, and I think that's mistrust. So this episode is about Jack. This is a really cool episode about Jack. So it's kind of nuts because this is very weirdly put together. So Jack in itself, last flashback that we had with Jack was his father run away, and then he was looking for the father. And the father wasn't showing up. And then we found the father, and he's dead with overdose, but a cardiac arrest led by alcoholism. So his mom was like, hey, find your father. And he's like, I can't. And he said, how dare you after what you did. So this episode we notice what he did. So the first thing that happened is we know that he's a young nurse. He followed his father. There's a nurse that comes to him and he's like, yo, your father has shaky hands. Now, there's no precision if anybody knew that he had an alcohol problem or just Jack, you know. So Jack is running into the ER and he sees that the body's already dead. So then his father's trying to convince him to say that statement and say, hey, I'm not drunk. Like, you're fucking drunk, you killed her. Like, no, I can control myself. So then we have a hearing where they make a statement and say, hey, I know she died, but it wasn't my fault. She was dead before she arrived. And then Jack is supposed to sign the statement saying, yes, it's true, she was dead. But then at the end, it's like, no. You know what's in the ancient part? Jack signed the paper. Jack signed the paper of saying, yeah, she was dead when I came in. However, he learned that she had a baby. She was pregnant. Like, no, you killed 2 people now. That's it. I thought it was kind of cool.